Hello, welcome to the University of Leicester. My name's Dr. Hilary Coyle, and I'm from the School of Accounting and Finance, so I'm head of the School of Accounting and Finance, and I am a Management Accounting lecturer. So welcome today. What we're going to talk about in this presentation, we're going to look at why the University of Leicester. We're going to look at accounting and finance and look at a little bit about the School of Business. We're going to look into student life, looking at the city and the accommodation. And we've got two student ambassadors with me here today who are going to tell you about what it's really like to be a student here at Leicester. And then we'll talk about how you can apply and the next steps after that. At the end of our session as well, we'll have time for questions and answers. So if you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat. So there's a Q&A bit that you can pop them in the chat. So welcome. So our university is, we're in a unique position because we are round about 30th at both teaching and research. So there are lots of other universities that are good at research, lots good at teaching, but not those that are good at both. So we do a lot of research-inspired teaching. So we link our research into our teaching. And so we've got some statistics there for the different rankings that we've got in the league tables at the moment. So if you're having a look at the league tables, you will see us consistently around that 25 to 30 mark. Well, the ones I like the best, though, are the ones that our students say. So that's really important because what our students think of us, we really take that into consideration. And I like this one at the bottom right hand corner a lot. So Leicester is a great university, especially because they actually care about the well-being of their students. And that's so true. We all really want to get to know you. We know all our students by name. We have a great reputation, we have a great relationship between lecturers and students. So it's a really comfortable and really nice place to be. And I like the fact that our students recognise that and have ranked us on that. So we've done very well this year in lots of awards. So we have been voted the Daily Mail University of the Year, which is very nice. We've been shortlisted for a couple of awards as well. But the main thing is we have TEF Gold. And this means that our teaching is rated on the highest rating that we can actually get in the Teaching Excellence Framework. And that's really important for you guys to know coming in to study with us, that you'll get some really excellent teachers, excellent experience while you're here, because we've got that gold standard. We've also got, we're top 30 again, around about the 30s for the NSS. So I don't know how many of you will be looking at the NSS and looking at the rankings. So we're pretty good in that as well. So we are up there, but just remember, the TEF Gold is why what you're looking for, because you'll get a really good experience. Obviously, I am super biased because I love accounting and finance here at Leicester. So let's have a little bit more look into what we do actually at Leicester. So we have our School of Business, and we have a beautiful campus site called Brookfield, which is about a 10-minute walk across the park from our main campus. And this is the home to our School of Business. And here we have, within our School of Business, we've got 4 schools. We've got accounting and finance, economics, management, and marketing and strategy. And there, all our business students and accounting students, etc., can have a space that is yours. So you can go onto main campus as well, but we don't tend to have many other students come to our business school. So it's really nice. It's a beautiful place with lots of nooks and crannies that you can go away and study. And all our academics are based here. So every academic will have an office and you'll be able to just go knock on their door and go and meet them. We also have a hub restaurants in our Brookfield campus, which the academics and students sit in and eat together. So it's a very mixed environment, so you have lots of access to all the academic staff. So within there, we've also got a Bloomberg trading room. So if you're interested in the finance side of the degrees, then you've got the ability to go in and use Bloomberg. We have various different style of teaching areas. So we've got 2 Harvard-style lecture theatres. So When we mean that, it's because we can't see a photo of it. It's a bit like the typical university that you think of as a university with a tiered lecture theatre. So you've got the lecturer at the front, probably they sit about 150 to 180 students. So that's how you really know you're at university, I think, because you've come to that big lecture theatre. So it's very different to being at a school when you've just had a small classroom, or you go into assembly and it's a flat room. You've got that beautiful tiered lecture theatre as well. We've got the smaller spaces as well, so you'll get broken down into smaller groups. So we've got different teaching spaces, classrooms, and we've got our communal areas and quiet study spaces. There's a very nice garden as well, so you've got the opportunity to sit outside in the summer, which is also really nice. So you can sit and do your studying. So more importantly then, why accounting and finance at Leicester? So I'm going to talk through these points that we've got here. So we're going to talk about what we study, look at our accreditation from the professional accountancy bodies. Our students are earning more money on average than other graduates. And I believe there was an article recently in the Telegraph that we were doing quite well compared to Russell Group universities as well, that we are getting higher graduate outcome earnings from that. So that's really good. We also have, we spend a lot of time focusing on careers and employability as well. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and some study abroad and year in industries opportunities. So let's have a look at what we do then. We have 3 degrees, so we can either do accounting on its own, you can do finance on its own, or you can do a bit of both, so you can do accounting and finance. But the beauty of these degrees are that the first year is exactly the same. So when you choose one of these courses, you don't have to finally decide, is it accounting or is it accounting and finance? Or do I want to do just finance, or do I want a bit of accounting as well? So you can come onto our courses and change at the end of year 1. For our courses, we get various numbers of accreditations. So we have, if you're interested in accounting, I presume you will know about all the different accountancy professional bodies there are. So we have CIMA, which are the professional body for the management accountants. I'm a professionally qualified management accountant, so that's my professional body. We have ACCA, which are the certified accountants. We have ICAW, which are the Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. And we've also got the Chartered Accountants of Scotland as well. So we've got those 4 that we look to have accreditations from. We also have the affiliation with the CFA for our financial they're not accreditations, but because the CFA Institute won't give anybody accreditations, but you have studied everything to cover their certain levels there. So BSc Finance covers level 1, there's a certificate, and accounting and finance, we've got the foundation level. So you've got those areas so that you can apply to the institute to take their exams. So in terms of our accreditations for ACCA, CIMA, ICAW, we get the maximum that you can get for any undergraduate degree. So for example, on the current programme with ACCA, if you're going to be a qualified accountant, you need to take 13 exams. If you choose BSc Accounting and choose the right modules to give those exemptions, you could get exempt from 9 out of 13 exams. So it's quite attractive. If you go to accounting and finance, you get a few less, and obviously finance, you get a few less. So, but because we have that joint first year, everybody on our courses will get some accreditations and some exemptions. So our flexible first year then, so the first year you will all do the same subjects, irrespective of which degree you've chosen. And this gives you that peace of mind that you've got the flexibility to change once you've had a look at some of the subjects. So for example, you might say, I want to do pure accounting, but then really like some of the finance modules and go, actually, do you know what? I'd like to do a bit of finance as well. So we start off with looking at study skills and quantitative methods, which is some maths. Study skills we teach you because it's different from being at school, your university. We study in a different way. It's very independent. and you've got to do quite a bit of critical evaluation. So you've got to make a lot of challenges, and that's what we teach you in that first year. We teach you how to reference as well. So some of you who have done A-levels on things like history, for example, you will have done some referencing, but if you've come through all the sciences, so maths, physics, chemistry, that kind of thing, you probably might have not done very much on referencing. So we teach you all of that. So don't worry, everything you need, we will help you with and we'll teach you. So then in the first semester, we'll do 4 of these. So they're in order. So the first 4 we will do in semester 1, which runs from September to January. So we have financial accounting. We'll look at some economics, specifically for accounting and finance. Get a broad view of management, so how we fit into businesses. And those 4, we would then finish those modules. So the teaching would run up to the end of December. Then we'd have some exams, finish off with coursework, and that in January. And then in our semester 2, we then move on to an introduction to management accounting. We'd have an introduction to finance, do some law and ethics for accounting and finance, and some business analytics, which again is a little bit more about data and statistics. So quite a broad ranging first year, so a bit of an introduction to lots of different topics. And then, as I've said, once you've finished that year and you've looked at all those different topics, you can then really decide, did the degree I chose in the first place, is that the right one for me? So what we then do at the end of year 1, we have an options fair. And so we look and we take all the module leaders and we'll have a fair in the hub, and you can come and talk to the module leaders and look at what options you've got. Now in the second year, we haven't got that many options. We've got a few, but then we've got more in the third year, which I'll move on and show you those in just a second. And what we would look at is you would look at all the options you've got and all the modules you've got for both second and third year. Because once you change at year 1, then you're fixed and you can't change again. But you've got that option at the end of the first year. You've had a taste of all the different types that cover across the width of accounting and finance. And then you can say, right, what really interests me? Which one will be the best for me? And then you can change. Okay, so you'll see some of these go across all degrees. So for the first one, for example, our professional skills development, that goes across all the programs, and that's about getting you ready for employment. So you might be sitting there thinking, I've not gone for a job, I don't want to do a job, I'm going to university. That's great, but what we also want to do is we want to get you ready for work to get that great job at the end of university. So what we want to be able to do is to make sure that you have got the skills you need to highlight, and all throughout the whole of our programme, we'll be looking to try and highlight your skills. So that if you're in a competitive environment, so for example, if you're sitting outside of an interview room and you're sitting there with your first class degree and you've got 5 other people sitting there with first class degrees as well, why are they going to choose you? So let's make sure that you've got those skills that they will choose you to get that great job. So we've got the professional skills embedded into our programme. So you will do things like video selfies. So a lot of the big companies, so for example, the big 4 accounting firms will often say, as part of their recruitment process, do a 2-minute video selfie. So how do you do that? We'll look at skills like that so that you get practice. We'll look at assessment centre skills, getting yourself a good CV, that kind of thing. So it really embeds it into the modules, and it's quite a fun module, that's gone down really well. The students really like that module. And then you'll see different things coming across. So for example, if we look down to the next line, financial management's offered on accounting, but not on the other 2. So you would go and look down and say, which of these modules do I like the best? And you would have a more detailed description of what goes into that module, what kind of assessment you have as well. We've got some interesting ones here as well into banking. So if we look at the staff that we have teaching, there are a lot of us that are fully qualified accountants across all different types of professional bodies. We've got a lot of finance staff as well who have worked in industry. And in fact, our banking tutor actually works for Bank of England as well. So he's a Bank of England employee and also comes to us to teach that module. So we get real life examples, real life connections and good connections within institutions. So quite exciting. So then you'd look down your final year as well. So we'd look down when you're looking at the options fair at the end of year one, you'd look at both the second year and this year, and you can see there's a lot more choice now in our options. So obviously the options that run will be dependent on how many students we've got, but most of these are running this year, so that's really exciting. You've got that opportunity to choose something that you really like. Obviously, if you're going for exemptions, then some modules carry the exemptions and some don't. And that's also that we'll have a mix of assessments as well, a mix of the type of assessments. Okay, so there's lots of different options there that you can do. So how will we learn then? So we have the big lectures. So this is actually a picture of one of our lecture theatres in Brookfield. So this is our Lecture Theatre 2, Peter Jackson Lecture Theatre. So it's a really nice, bright, airy, comfortable space. And we would have, you would have a lecture there. So most of the time your modules would have a 2-hour lecture. And then you would have a smaller group after that. So you'd go and then have a seminar. So then the seminars are broken down into smaller groups. And that's more where you would do a lot of work, interactive. You get to know your lecturers really well during that time as well. We do have a lot of independent study, so it's not like university is very different to school, because you're not sitting 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, depending on how long you're at school for. You're not sitting in that environment working all the time. You're actually going away, doing the independent work, and then coming back and bringing your work back into the sessions. So we have lots of one-to-one appointments and drop-in sessions available. So each module leader will do office hours every week, where you know that they're going to be sitting in their office and you can just knock on the door and go in. All of us are very open to drop us an email and we'll meet, arrange a time to meet you. If you see us in the hub, you can ask a question. We're all very open to chatting to everybody and helping you. So you get around about 12 hours of timetabled sessions in the week, and then the rest of the time you're doing your independent work to support that. We have lots of different methods of assessments, but we do have quite a lot of exams, as you would imagine, because in order to get those professional body exemptions, we have to do exams. So we have quite a few of those. But for the rest of the assessment, so you will probably have the range from 60% exams to 80% exams. And the other proportion of those assessments, we try and be quite creative. So, for example, on my module this year, so I teach advanced management accounting. I've taken the students to the local Leicester City Football Club at King Power Stadium. We had a stadium tour and we had a live brief with the team there. So I'd set up the brief, we had a presentation from the team at the football club, and then the students went away, did their reports, and I've sent them back to the football club to get some feedback. So it's a really nice, get out of the classroom, do something a little bit different. On advanced financial reporting, the coursework has been pretty much a choice. So you've had a question and you can either do a presentation, a poster, a report. So you've got the options to do what works for you. So we try and do a lot of different assessments so that you've got the chance to shine and make it a little bit more interesting as well. And obviously developing all those employability skills that you need to get that great job. So what we also do as well, it's a really supportive environment. So every student has a personal tutor, so you can go and talk to them about anything. And they're not just for, oh, I've got a problem, what do I do? It's also for developing your career. So let's have a look. What are your aims? Where do you want to go? Do you know what you want to do? Are there any other things you can get involved with to make your CV better and it's more interesting, and it's more likely that you will be picked to get that great job at the end? So we really support you from day one. So in day one, you will know your personal tutor. You will have a group sessions within the first couple of weeks to meet your personal tutor, so you'll be able to recognise them. And then they have an office somewhere in Brookfield and you can just knock on the door and come and see them. We also have our own student support team. So here at Brookfield, we have a drop-in availability with our wellbeing team so that you can just drop in each day. I think they're open between 11 and 2. If you've got any issues, you can just drop in and see them. The university as a whole has a support team as well. So we've got a lot of support if you need any support. So it could be wellbeing support, it could be financial issues, you know, if you're unsure what to do, there's always people there to support you. If you've had anything like extra time at your school, we do that as well. So you would, it doesn't automatically transfer, so we wouldn't know about that. So when you get here, if you need extra time for your assessments, you go and talk to the accessibility team and they would set that up for you. So we've got all that support that you will have had from school that will carry on into university. And then obviously if you're in the halls of residence, we do have our Res Life team supporting you there. So if there's any issues with your halls, we've got that as well. So you're very well looked after when you come here. So as I said, we're really into supporting you and developing your employability. So we have our in-house careers team and they have a drop-in session in the hub as well. So they have a little area that you can drop in there and talk to them. They will look at running through your CV. They will do practice interviews, things like that. And then they help us to get that employability embedded into the curriculum. So you do real life projects, you do simulations. We have a lot of guest speakers come in, so you get to talk to people who are doing these jobs in real life and you get to ask them questions. So it really helps you link in and apply your knowledge to other scenarios, and you know that it's really going to be useful when you get your job and you leave. We have some entrepreneurs in residence as well, so we utilise them, bringing into modules. We've also got a business advisory board where we have people from industry coming in, talking to us, helping us. So there's a lot of links with industry on campus as well. With the careers team, do lots of networking events as well. So there's lots of opportunities to practice networking skills, meet people, learn all about, you know, what potential job you might like to do. Which leads on to the next slide. It was what can you do with your accounting and finance degree? So there's the traditional ones like, yes, I want to go and be a chartered accountant. I wasn't quite sure when I started my accounting and finance degree, but after I'd done a few years and I really enjoyed it, I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. So there's all those different styles of accountants that you can do, and you'll have the opportunity to see the different types of accounting as well while you're here, so you can decide which one you want to go to. Finance, we've got the standard sort of finance, stockbrokers, that kind of thing. You've got the whole list there. I'm not going to read them all out. But also, accounting and finance is a really good degree. It's a very well respected degree, and you'll find people with accounting and finance degrees everywhere. So I've taught lots of students in the past where they've got to the end of their degree and said, I don't think I want to be an accountant. I'm really glad I've got the degree, and they've gone off to do other things. So things like management trainee positions, they've gone on to graduate programs with chains like Lidl, Marks and Spencer's, things like that. So they've gone to do something different, but they've actually, the degree is really useful. So you've got the traditional route of where you can go with your degree, but you can basically do anything with an accounting and finance degree because it is so well respected. Where do our graduates go? Well, we've got a range of businesses that our graduates go to. I had a lovely chat with one of my personal tutees last year, and he came in to see me and he went, Hilary, I've got a problem. He says, I don't know what to do. I've been offered a graduate scheme with PwC, Deloitte and EY. Which one do I choose? What a fantastic situation to be in. He ended up going to PwC in Manchester and he's having a great time, really enjoying it. So we've got students that go to the big companies, but also we've got a lot of students that go to medium-sized organisations. So the UK is made up of lots of small, medium-sized businesses, and our graduates go to a lot of those organisations as well. So it's a whole range of where our graduates end up. And I always like linking with everybody on LinkedIn, and you get to see where they go and how well they're doing. And we've got some really amazing graduates out there doing some fantastic jobs. So the degree at Leicester is really, really opens doors for you to get some amazing work after you've finished. What we can also do, because so looking at that employability, the best thing to do is to have a go at work as such. So between your second and third year, you can go out and do a year in industry. And this is where you go and work as in accounting or finance, whichever your degree program you're on, and you get that, it's paid, so it's a proper role, and you go out and get that proper work experience. So by the time you leave, at the end of your degree, you've got a year's relevant experience that you can offer a future employer. Sometimes the employers will take you back and say, you're so good on placement, I want to give you a job at the end. And that's lovely. So finishing off your third year knowing that you've got that guaranteed job is amazing. And so you've got that opportunity. It also means that when you've been out there, you've actually utilised some of the skills you've learned, and that really helps. And so every third year that comes back after a year in placement is so much better than when they went out. So the placement is amazing. It's really good. We support you on that year, so we have a year in industry tutor, and they'll come out and see you, and they'll check that you're doing proper work as well. So we don't let you do poor quality jobs. So I had one student one year and the company just gave them photocopying, and I was like, nope, you can't do that. It's got to be decent quality, good experience. And so we made sure that that student had really good experience and had a really good placement year in the end. So we do support you. So we don't just let you disappear for a year. We keep in touch and make sure that you're okay. The other option, if you fancy a year out, we also have partnership organisations, and you can do a study abroad. So you can go for a year abroad. All of these study abroad courses are all taught in English, so don't worry, you don't have to learn other languages. It's all taught in English, and that gives you an opportunity to get some more skills and to broaden your experiences to be able to go to different countries. We also get study abroad students come to us, which is really nice. So they come in and mix in our classes. I've got two ladies this year from Germany, and they're having a great time being in with our University of Leicester students. So it's a really inclusive environment. So that's all about the course. I am now going to hand over to Harpal, our student ambassador, who is going to talk to you about what it's really like to be a student here at the University of Leicester.
So hello everyone, my name is Harpal. I'm a final year student for accounting and finance. I have just done a placement last year, and I'm back to university to do my final year. So moving on to student life. Student life doesn't always have to be about just studying. There's a lot of opportunities that you can take if you really push yourself. So the ULSP here in this University of Leicester offers many type of different societies which you can join, obviously, and there are many type of events, especially at Brookfield. There is like one on the slide right here saying the Brookfest, which is one of the biggest events of the year, where we have a lot of food, a lot of games. Like I believe last year we had a big carousel come in and that bumper car ride. So we have a lot of things that you can do other than just studying. And there are also other stuff which are like external things which will help you in your career. For example, we have like Hillary mentioned before, we have people come in from local businesses, owners, entrepreneurs. So they really share their life experience with us, and we really get to learn from them. And I believe I went to a few of them, and I really got to understand what it's like to when you step out into the real world and what are the things you have to do to really succeed. Other than that, we have the Careers Hub in the Brookfield campus, which gives you great support in your careers on how to do, like Hillary said before, how to do an internship, how to do interviews, and doing online interviews. So these are all the things that you will be doing. So other than that, there's also opportunities for paid work. So you could be essentially if you have free time, you could be a student ambassador like me and help other students who want to join the university. So like I said, there are many things that you can do outside of just studying. And if you really step out of your comfort zone, you can take so much from university just rather than just studying. Hillary, if you could go on to the next slide, please. And then moving on to the university in general. The next. So then we have the student union in our university. It is an award-winning student union. Other than that, we have hundreds of societies. There you can just think of something, and there's probably a society for it. And if you're into something really niche and you feel like there's a gap in the market and there's something that you and your friends want to do, then you can make your own society as well. So there's always an opportunity to really hang out with the people you want to and just really like go out of your comfort zone. Other than that, we have the O2 Academy on site, which is essentially a club uh, for students. So I believe it happens every Wednesday. The tickets are very cheap. You can get drinks there, and it's just a really nice place to hang out after a long day of work. Other than that, there are many different type of volunteering opportunities with the student union. I myself personally was a peer mentor for quite a while in my second year. So that's just something that puts extra responsibility on you, and it just teaches you how to manage your different things happening in your life. So it's just a really good place to really build your CV, and not just your CV, but also your skills that you will have to learn in the future. So it's just a good start for it. Other than that, we have many different type of restaurants in the student union. We have Indian restaurants, soul food restaurants, Italian food. So there is never an option that, oh, there is no food here. So you don't have to leave the university and go walk really far. So, plus the food is really cheap. So it's never like you're hungry in the university. Other than that, the student union also offers a counseling and welfare support. This basically means that if there's any kind of support that you ever need, you can always go to the student union. If you're going through some mental health issues or just need someone to talk to, there's always someone there for you, so you don't have to feel like you're all alone. Um, so that's about the student union. Hillary, if you could go on to the next slide, please. And then moving on to the main campus, it's a really modern style campus. We have a brand new building that was launched the year before last year, which was invested 500 million into. It has cutting edge technology. It's a really new building. Other than that, we have many different sports hall. There is the university gym, which has a swimming pool, a sauna, which you can all join any time of the day, as long as you pay the membership fee. And then not just the gym itself, there is also many sports hall, which basically means that at any available time you can join the sports hall and do whatever sports you want to. You can do table tennis, badminton, volleyball, any indoor sports in general. So there's quite a lot to do. Other than that, at the main central uni, we have the library, which is open 24/7 of the day. You can always go in there, study. There's a lot of computers there. There's also a cafe there, so you don't have to feel like, oh, I have to go out of the campus to get food again. So there's a lot of stuff going on the main campus, like the student union, the library. So a lot of things will happen there. Other than that, we have on-campus GP as well. So there's a lot of facilities that you can take part of. So it's just up to you and see what you can do. Hillary, if you can go on to the next slide, please. So the city itself, the city of Leicester is a very unique and a very diverse place. I have been here majority of my life, and I really, really enjoyed here. You get to meet so many people from different backgrounds. I believe that apart from London, it's one of the most diverse cities in the UK. So with that diversity, you not only do you get to talk to and meet so many different people from different backgrounds, but you also get to taste their food, and especially if you live in the city center, you're always like 5 minutes away from like 10 type of cuisines in the world. So these are the things that you enjoy from Leicester. Then moving additional things about Leicester, we have one of the biggest Diwali festivals here on Belgrave Road. I think outside of India, it's one of the biggest Diwali festivals in the world. Other than that, we have huge sports team as well. We have the Leicester rugby team here, and obviously the Leicester football team. And then apart from that, Leicester in general is quite a developing city. A lot of businesses are coming into Leicester, so there is always an opportunity to get jobs, even if it's a part-time role. And I believe that even in the future, there are many financial tech companies that are moving into Leicester. So if you really enjoy Leicester, you don't have to feel like I have to go out to a bigger city like Birmingham or Manchester or Liverpool or London to be. You could still come here and still stay here and work. Other than that, like I said, it's a developing city, so many of the big fast food chains are also moving into Leicester. I believe just last year, the new Taco Bell opened up, Popeyes. So all these new things are happening in Leicester. So it's just a really nice place to be around, especially for students. Other than, like I said, for students, there's also a De Montfort University right around the corner, but maybe like 20, 30 minutes away. So you don't have to feel like you can only talk to the people in your university. You can always go hang out with those guys as well. There are clubs in the city where you see the University of Leicester students and De Montfort students. So it's a really a student-centric city. So it's a really good life outside of just university for students to hang around and really really make friends outside of here. If you move on to the next slide, Hillary. Yeah, I think that's all for me. If Hillary wants to take back control, and she will move on from the next year.
Thanks very much, Harper. Okay, back to me. So, yes, a great city, and it's fairly cheap as well. So, as a city to live in and to value for money, it is very cheap to live here. So, great city. Very biased, but absolutely great. Accommodation guaranteed for first year. So if you apply and you put us as first choice, guaranteed. We've got lots of different offerings. So you've got different types of rooms and also different types of accommodation. So we've got city centre accommodation, whereas you can literally roll out of your bed and into class, or we've got some accommodation that is a short bus ride away that is a little bit more countrified. So it's called the Village, a bit more greenery. So if you fancy just being a little bit out of the way, then there's lots of accommodation there, and there's a regular bus that moves around the campus so that you can get everywhere you need to go to. So we've got lots of different accommodation offerings. So there's our support for the accommodation team. We've got a lot, high-speed Wi-Fi to make sure you do all your work as well as watching all your films and that. But make sure you do your work. So there's lots of really nice places to live. So the key thing then, let's get on to my next slide. What do you need to do to get here? So our entry requirements are ABB with GCSE Maths Level 5. If you're doing BTEC, then it's the triple distinction. In business, again, GCSE Maths 5 is a must. There is more finance that you would use in the finance modules than the accounting modules. So that's why we just asked for that basic GCSE Maths 5. You don't have to have A-level maths, but if you're doing finance, then you will be doing a lot more maths. So you've got to have that love for numbers. But GCSE Maths 5 is our minimum. Obviously, I hope that we've got the different types of qualifications there as well. If you've got any queries, if you're doing something different that's not on the screen, then please let us know and we can tell you whether, we would be able to give you an offer with the qualifications that you're going to get or you have got. So please, if your qualifications are not there, then just get in touch and let us know. If you're not quite there, so if you're looking at it and you think, oh, I'm being predicted 3 Bs at the moment, it is always worth applying. So please apply to us and we can have a look at your application and then hopefully give you an offer and hopefully you'll get there. At the same time, if you get an offer and on the day you don't quite get your grades, then please, if you haven't had an offer from us, get in touch. I would much rather have somebody in the school who wants to be here than somebody who just thinks, oh, well, I'll go at the last minute. So if you really want to come here, and you put us as a firm choice, I would really like to see you. So if you do drop down a grade or so, let us know. We will get in touch and we will have a look to see whether we can accept you. Okay. If you have a look on our website, there are some scholarships as well. So if you're into, music or sports or anything, have a look. every little bit helps, as they say. So if you're interested in those, there's details on the website about how you can apply for those. So to summarise then, why Leicester? Well, we have an amazing programme for you, great quality teaching and research. We are a very, very inclusive community. It's a lovely feeling. Everybody who comes into Leicester and comes into the hub, and that is said, it's a lovely feeling. They feel really at home. So we've got that community. You'll be very supportive. And you've got those fantastic programmes with the accreditations, plus all those employability and transferable skills embedded into your work. So hopefully you will have a great time here. So that's the end of our presentation. All I can say is that if you do put us in and you get an offer, if you do apply and you get an offer, we do offer holder days, so come and see us. If you possibly can, come and see us and experience what it's really like to be a student here at Leicester. So thank you so much for listening. Now we've got an option to have some question and answers. So we've got myself, Harpal and Zanera, another student here with us to answer any of your questions. So I'm going to stop sharing the slides now. Okay, so let's have a look at what questions we've got.
We do have one, Hilary, so it's Abby. So we've got a question from Osman. So I'll aim this one at you, Hilary. And he's asking, if I choose to switch courses after year one, do I have to redo the year?
So great question, thank you. No, so that is the beauty of the way we've designed these degrees. So you come and do your year one, and then you move to year two, and you can swap across the 3 degrees. So for example, you might say, yeah, I want to be an accountant, so I'm going to come on BSc Accounting. You get to the end of year one and you think, do you know what, I really like all that finance. I want to do BSc Finance instead. You can just swap straight to the second year and you move on. You can't then swap after the second year. So after the end of that first year, once you've swapped, so once you've started your second year, then you're on the degree. But that first year is the same for all of our 3 degrees, so you can go on any one. So it might be that you've applied for accounting and finance and you go, yeah, I like it, I'm going to stay, brilliant. But if you've got that, I want to change, you can move, and that's the flexibility of it. So it takes away the risk of you deciding now, this is the actual program I want. So any of the accounting and finance, or finance, come on there, and you are you're on our program, and you can go to the second year. As long as you pass, of course, you can go to the second year and carry on. I hope that's answered your question. That was quite long-winded.
Perfect, thank you, Hilary. So the next question is, and I'll aim this at Zunara, another one of our students who's on the session today. Someone's asking what a typical day is like for a student studying accounting and finance.
Hi everyone, I'm in my studying BSc Accounting and Finance, and like what a typical day would look like. You have 4 lectures a week, which are 2 hours each, and then you also have seminars, which are like smaller groups, and that you also have like 4 for each module. So you'll basically attend your lectures, and then you can go on to your seminars, and that just makes sure that you have like a full understanding of the subject. And if you're like struggling with anything, you can always attend like office hours, and there's a lot of like social events that you can attend. So I'm also a part of the Women in Finance Society, so there's a lot of like networking events that you can attend as well.
Thank you, Zanera. As Harpal, our other student ambassador, have you got anything that you would like to add to that?
Yes, I think for me, I'll give a more stressful third year life. I would say, for me personally, third year for me has it can be quite stressful because there's a lot of things that you have to do. So for me right now, I've been doing assignments, applying for jobs, doing interviews, going to assessment centers. So there's a lot of things that you have to do, but do not feel like the third year is when you're supposed to take all the stress. If you do the work and you really build that confidence of that time management skill, and being really disciplined in your first and second year. Your third year can be a lot less stressful. So I would say a typical day for me, I would say, is just you going to university, doing the extra work outside of university, maybe studying and then applying for jobs. So this is my typical day, but a first year student would be much more lenient. They would just be studying and then doing their outside work. So hopefully that answered your question.
Thank you, Harpal. The next question we have is, how much support will I get if I want to do a placement? So I'm not sure, would one of our student ambassadors like to talk us through that? Harpal, maybe you would like to go first?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of support in terms of not obviously getting the job, but there's obviously a lot of support that comes from the Careers Hub. There are regular, I would say weekly, job opportunities in Leicester or companies who are working with the University of Leicester. So their jobs get offered to us, so we can apply for those. Other than that, the Careers Hub at the Brookfield campus can give you websites to apply for jobs and then to even do mock interviews, mock questionnaires, because when you come to doing your placements, there are a lot of processes which most students are not aware of. So if you don't have that practice when you're not being judged, essentially, you can, like, for example, I did not know that these are the steps that I have to take to get a job. I failed my 25%, all of my first 25 applications. So it's just this extra support and really it's a practice skill. So the Careers Hub really helps you to practice and really improves your capability to answer questions and really present yourself in a way that will make you stand out and make you essentially be more acceptable for the company.
Harpal.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we've reached our time limit today. I know there are some other sessions which some of the guests today may wish to attend. So if I hand back to Hilary, perhaps Hilary, you would like to wrap up the session today.
Thanks, Annette. Thank you to Harpal and Tanera for joining us, and thank you to everybody who's watching online. I hope we've answered lots of your questions, and I hope we've given you a bit of an appetite to think about coming and applying for Leicester. So it's a great course, great campus. I think one of the beauties about being here is we've got the big main campus, but we've also got our Brookfield where all our business students come, and we've got that as well. So you will have a lot of time on main campus as well, so you will belong there and you belong in Brookfield as well. So if you've got any other queries or any questions, please get in touch with us, and I really hope that you decide that you want to come and study accounting and finance with us here at Leicester. So please apply, and I hope you have a good rest of the day and rest of the presentations. Thank you very much.